Hello, Queen of Credit here. What's going on? Look, real quick, I'm on my way to the gym, and I want to make this video real quick. So, six tips on how to make money with credit. And I put also in the caption, not debt, right? How to make money with credit. But I also put in the caption, not debt, because people have this mindset that credit and debt is the same thing, and that's not true, right? The same way Robert Kiyosaki defined, hello, Lee, aka Les Brown. The same way Robert Kiyosaki defined the difference between an asset and a liability, right? The Queen of Credit is going to give you the difference between debt and credit, because a lot of people don't know the difference. So Robert Kiyosaki says an asset is anything that puts money into your pocket. Hello, Sonia. Hello. A liability is anything that takes money out of your pocket. Credit, using credit to attain those assets, is anything that puts money into your pocket. But debt, right, to get liabilities or things, is any transaction that takes money out of your pockets, and it depreciates in value. See, that's why when I see the Instagram and the Facebook posts of people standing in front of their luxury cars, and there's nothing wrong with luxury vehicles, right? Nothing wrong with them at all. But that doesn't excite me. That doesn't fascinate me, because that person is standing in front of a depreciating asset, meaning something that loses its value on a daily basis, right? So, standing in front of a luxury vehicle is not an image of money to me, right? That's not an image of money to me. That's an image of someone who does not have the definition or understand the difference between an asset and a liability. The same way when I hear certain people say, my goal in life is to get out of debt, right? My goal in life is to get out of debt. I just want to be debt free. I just want to be free of debt. See, I understand that person has no idea, right? No idea. Number one, you can't ever really be free of debt, because even if you pay your house off, right, you're still going to have property taxes. You don't believe, if you ever think you own something free and clear, stop paying the taxes on it, right? So I've even heard this one story. I heard this one story of a person that paid their home off free and clear, and the property taxes in the state that they were living in, right, surpassed the amount that they actually owed on the home, because their property taxes tripled in pricing, right? And so the property taxes over time, now I'm not saying in 1 year, but over the accumulation of years, exceeded the purchase price for the home. After they stayed in this home for over 10 years, the amount paid in property taxes exceeded the purchase price for the home, right? Thank you, Sonia said facts. And you all, make sure you like and share this video. If you watch it on YouTube, because I will upload it, make sure you like and you subscribe to my channel, right? And so now this is not a plug to encourage people to be renters out of their life, right? Because at least, with the home, you have some type of control of your environment or where you're dwelling, right? For me, for example, I like the idea of doing my yard, working in my landscape. I like the idea of not being able to hear my neighbors upstairs on the side of me. I like the idea of not walking upstairs to take my groceries in. I wanted that freedom and flexibility of a home, right? I wanted that yard. I wanted that garage. Some people, on the other hand, may not want to deal with those responsibilities. So for me, it made financial sense to buy a house because my credit was such in good position that my house mortgage note was the same as my 2-bedroom apartment at that time, right? So, but let's get into these 6 tips real quick. 6 tips on how to use credit. And the very first thing you have to do is understand the difference between credit and debt. Credit is something you can use, right, to purchase things that will put money into your pocket. I know some people only go as far as credit is to be a homeowner or to buy a better vehicle, right? But you can do so much more with credit. You can purchase other homes with your credit, and now you can be a landlord in which you can receive cash flow, right? You can purchase, for example, silver, a great investment at this time, physical silver, right? And because silver is an industrial metal with your credit or on your credit card, and so when the price of silver, which is about $18 to $20 an ounce at this time, doubles or triples, now you have a commodity that you can exchange in the marketplace that will give you a greater return on your initial investment. Listen, credit is so cheap right now. You can get 0% interest rate credit cards. You can do so much more with credit than be a consumer. So number one, the very first thing you have to do to make more money with your credit is, number one, invest in yourself. Invest in yourself. If you do not want to invest in yourself, then why should I invest time with you, right? I had this person on my Facebook page to comment when I showed a picture of my videos, right, that I get paid for, of the tax documentation from Google, from my YouTube videos that I get paid from coming before you and talking to you. And this person asked me, hey, can you teach me that? I'm trying to build a channel. And I said, I'm not even teaching this right now. I'm just showing people evidence of what can happen, because I've had people to come to me and say, hey, why do you go live all the time? Why do you upload your videos almost on a daily basis? They don't understand that I get paid for this, right? It's another stream of income. So everything that I show you a result is not something that I want to take my time out to teach, right? I don't want to be the jack of all trades and the master of none. I want to be the best, the queen in the credit industry. That's my number one goal, not to teach people how to build a YouTube channel. Now, once I get my system set up where I'm just not known in Mississippi or certain states as the best that's done it or doing it, then I may take out the time. But I really believe in a single aim of focus. But listen, back to the point. So when I told this person, I don't teach this, right? I'm like Nike, I just do it. I'm not teaching this. This person went on a shameless plug to say, that's what's wrong with the black community. They don't want to teach people anything. And I'm thinking to myself, you just asked me to give you my time and my intellectual knowledge for free without even asking me, well, if you taught me this information to help better my financial situation, right, what would be my investment cost? See, a person that always wants something for free will always struggle financially. If you're always looking for free, you will always struggle financially. I don't care if it's in the spiritual realm or world or even in the natural world. In order to produce something or to gain something, you have to give, right? That's the number one mindset to get you more prosperity in your life. See, people with a low credit score, after dealing with certain people, they have a certain mindset and trend that you have to break through, because they want everything fast and they want everything free, right? And so that's the very first thing, that when I take someone's time, when someone takes the time to answer a question by text or message me or email, I understand that without that person's knowledge, right, I can't improve or get better for my situation. And in order for me to be a recipient of that, because see, people can give you knowledge, but if you don't sow into that knowledge, you won't understand it, because that's the law. That's one of the laws of prosperity. You have to give and get. I can respond to an email, and because you have not given, you won't have the intellectual mindset to even understand what it is I'm saying. So, number one, invest in yourself. Tip number two, understand cash is not king, right? Cash is really a bad investment. So what do I mean by that? Now, for some people, cash is a great investment because you live in the negative when it comes to the amount of cash that you have on hand. So for you, having additional cash is a great investment. For some people that have a lot of cash, or at least more than $10,000 in the bank, that money just sitting idle and not making money, while prices on everything is increasing every day, they're losing money, because now I have money sitting in the bank and the prices of milk, gas, services are increasing, right? And my money is not making money, but everything that I need to purchase that with, right, is increasing in pricing. So for some people, having money sit idle and not increasing in value by just sitting in the bank or your checking account or savings account, right, is a loss for them. But if you are a person who pays insufficient fund fees and banks, and your checking account is only in the positive during tax season, February through April, and then through the rest of the year you're in the negative, then that's the only way cash is king for you, because you are always cashless, right? If cash was king, why? The only way cash would be king, really, if you can go out and pay those 6 figures for a home or that car you want with cash. Or you use that cash to purchase assets that will continue to bring you cash flow. Now, Rudico Roberts, I did a video how he endorsed me on his Periscope. He has a large following on there, right? He's a brilliant money mind, right? He said that the next level into this is switching from just getting cash flow, from being a landlord, from getting assets, for getting people to pay you every month, to now being the flow of cash. That's a whole nother level. See, cash flow is king. Credit is queen. And don't sleep on credit. What I mean by that is credit have so many different ways you can move to get assets. You know, the king can only move in a couple directions on the board, right? But the queen, that's why credit is queen. I don't care what anybody say. She can make so many different moves in this chess game. But if you are the flow of cash, you run the money kingdom. You run the kingdom. The flow of cash means people will pay you for being you. People will pay you for your product or services. They're not paying you because they're living in your house, or you are being a landlord, or because you are flipping commodities that you're investing in. They're paying you just because your intellectual knowledge and for what you're providing. See, now I'm entering into that flow of cash where people are just paying me because I'm the queen of credit, right? They know not only can I help them with their credit, I can legally help them not pay debt collectors, right? I can legally help them with their inquiry removal, with their bankruptcies, right? All the advanced credit things, that they have, and all of their, I can legally help them turn their house into a home-based business and legally get tax deductions back that they would have lost under Trump's new tax laws, right? So I just don't help in the area of credit financially, but that's the area that I'm known in and I specialize in. So tip number three, get out of cash and get into assets, people. Get into things that will pay money to your pocket. For example, did you know that your job is taxed higher than investments? Meaning when you get up and work every day, you're an independent contractor or an employee, you are getting taxed from anywhere to 30 to 40%, right, out of your paycheck. But if you invest in real estate or rental property, the taxes from that money coming in or being paid to you are cheaper or lower, anywhere from 10 to 15% than the money that you are getting from a paycheck. So tip 3, get out of cash and get into assets. Tip number 4, invest in income producing assets, right? Invest in income producing assets, right? And so I've already told you the definition for assets versus liability, the difference between credit and the difference between debt. Tip number 5, do research before you invest on anything. Do your own due diligence. Do your own research for yourself. If you go to a training, if you go to a workshop, leave there and do your own due diligence, right? Tip number 6, invest in things that you understand, right? And I know a lot of people say, like for stocks, for example, they say, well, invest in, this not financial advice. None of my advice is financial advice. But they'll say, invest in Johnson & Johnson because you use their products every day. There's not a good reason to invest in Johnson & Johnson. Or invest in Colgate, or invest in AT&T because you have a cell phone plan. Invest in their stocks. No, you need to know about the company. You need to know if there are changes to the CEO. You need to know if they pay dividends. What is the dividend paying history of this company, right? When we enter into this recession this year, what is their history? How did they pay dividends in 2008 during the recession? What's the market cap on the company? What's the yield on the company, right? What does this company specialize in? What our products do? So you need to do your due diligence, do your research. And most importantly, people, get your credit score up. Build that credit score up. Credit can take you much further, faster financially than your money will ever take you, than your cash will ever will. Let me say that again. Credit will take you much farther, faster financially than your cash will ever take you. Why? Because you can always get more money from the banks than what you can earn on the clock. You can borrow money with good credit in a matter of minutes versus the hours you have to take to earn that money. And you can get it dirt cheap and at a low interest rate. Because the feds have not increased interest rate. This is the best time more than ever to flip your credit, to create more flat cash flow and to get into assets. All right, let me go get my workout on, take this jewelry off. It's a queen of credit here. Visit my website if you want your credit analysis at www.fixmycreditandcash.com. You get a full credit audit from all 3 credit agencies. All you have to do is email me your credit report from the format. Don't tell me I already have my 3 credit reports. I need it from the format because it coincides, it works with my system that I have in place. Let's get your credit and your cash flow up for 2020, people. Please, 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 please. Shameless plug, but please invest your income tax return. I don't even try to file my income taxes until April, right? Because I get more money max more money out of my paycheck throughout the year. I don't give it to the federal government to keep, and I get it back at 0% interest rate. So I'm not in a big rush. But for some people that's in a big rush, please, 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 right, invest your tax refund. For example, if you have a car or a vehicle and you can just do some minor repairs to that vehicle with your tax refund versus going out and overpaying for a vehicle, do that first. If you're in a home, your house needs some maintenance, right? Before you take that vacation, before you take that trip, maintenance that house first. I believe in a spirit of excellence. I always bring whatever you're currently driving or living in to its highest standards. And then you go out and do things to enjoy your life. Keep your health up, keep your credit score up, and keep your cash up, your cash flow up. Also, if you want to know about my W4 wealth, to see if you're losing money out of your paycheck, or you're looking at your taxes this year and you say, hey, I'm losing $2,000 or $3,000. Why am I losing this much money? Right? It's because Trump tax law have changed the tax deductions. I can help you this year into 2020 for a very small investment fee. Reach out to me. Email me at ld@fixmycreditandcash.com. Put in the subject line W4 wealth. If you're seeing you're losing thousands, you don't have dependents, you're an independent contractor, your miles have been taken away, most of your deductions that you're used to be able to claim, and either you're in a position where you're paying back this year or you're not getting as much as you used to, you definitely need to look into my W4 wealth strategy as well. Hey, love you all, Queen of Credit. Let me go get my health together. You all have a great, great evening.